Hi, how's it going today? This is Thomas Steed. Just going to do a quick one. I'm going to get these sealed up with the Obenauf's Heavy LP, and I'm going to be putting in these kilties that I had gotten from Trinity Handmade. These are really, really nice T-core, black on T-core leather. Patina's beautifully. It's from a Japanese tannery. Shinki Haikaku. It's probably not pronounced right. His Instagram tag is Nerdin' with Boots. I did another video on just those kilties specifically, but without getting any further into that, let's get into getting the job done. Down inside of there. Not trying to get too much on the welt, but I want that leather taken care of down in there. Want enough waxes built up that it has a good proper seal to it for the winter, because here in Idaho we have winter. Some places in the country, or even in the world in general, don't really have the kind of winters that we have up here in Idaho, Colorado, Wyoming, even Utah gets pretty good winter weather, but even at that, we here don't get quite the winters that they do in some of the Midwestern states I've heard, such as I think Michigan. I think they get pretty gnarly winters, and just all of that area. Wisconsin, I think they get pretty heavy winters too. And then, obviously the Canadians, they get some pretty good winter. So this Obenauf's Heavy LP has more beeswax in it than the standard Obenauf's and a lot of other products. There's another product I haven't ever tried out there called Snow Seal. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've just never personally used it myself. Always just heard about Obenauf's, read fantastic stuff about it, picked it up, and started using it on some of my other leather and stuff before I had even really got into more heritage and hand-constructed custom boots. And at that point, when I think the first thing I ever put it on was a pair of Merrill Jungle Mocks, the work versions that it was like a, I don't remember what the name of the leather was, but it was a kind of a nubic suede kind of a leather as well, and it took great, worked great, and then I continued to use it on my what ones are they? The Timberland Pros, the Boondocks. Those ones are my actual like winter snow boot. That's what I used those for snow removal for 2.5 years while I was maintenance lead with a property management company. Part of that job is if it snows, you're the one who gets to go out there with snow blower and tell it where to go. The sidewalks are not acceptable. That's how people break a hip. And once you get to a certain age, if you break a hip, it's just done. That's what, like my buddy Brian used to say. If I break my hip, I'm done. Just give me a gun. Take me out. Take me out to the woods. Obviously, it was a joke, but bone breaks can actually be a very serious problem for people who are elderly, and the hip is no joke when it comes to people getting up there. So be careful, be safe, and if you're working in maintenance or grounds or anything like that, and you're frustrated that you've got to be the one to go out there and do it, you know what, it's your job is what it is. And it's not just that you got to go out there and remove the snow. You're doing it because it's a safety hazard, so you need to take it seriously and care about other people other than yourself having to be out in the cold. That's enough of a rant on work ethics and values. Now, it's pretty good. I'm gonna go back over this side. Make sure that it's good and covered. Smell those essential oils inside of there. If you paid attention to my channel, you know that I like to treat my feet with patchouli and tea tree oil, as it really helps with ensuring that the odor-causing bacteria on your feet aren't taking a good strong hold, and that your boots don't start developing a stink. Now, leather in of itself already is pretty good when it comes to not getting stinky as is, but if you just are one of those people like me that just grew up, didn't matter what you did, it just seems that you kind of had something going on. It's the way I've found that works the best for me is wearing good quality leather boots and shoes, and making sure that those boots and shoes are being maintained, and I'm keeping on top of, you know, cleaning my feet and putting, you know, essential oils on them and whatnot that will keep that from happening. The, you know, tea tree and stuff, those essential oils are typically antimicrobial, antibacterial, and that'll help kill foot fungus. But I've got, like I said, an entire video where I talk about that. That was the first part of that. Now, I'm going to use a heat gun here. We're going to go on the low setting. And you don't really want to get too crazy with it, like focused. Stay in one spot and end up scorching it. Keep it moving. You want to get that conditioner heated up in there, the wax loose, so that it can really open up and get into those pores. But like I said, you don't want to be damaging the leather by burning it, getting it too hot and scorching it. That's why, as you can see, I'm keeping it moving. You don't want to focus it. You don't want to get too close. Keep it, you know, good enough distance away that that heat's just not blowing right back down the heat gun barrel, burning up the heater core, the element, whatever you want to call it. You'll be able to tell when the obenauf is heated up and taken, because it kind of loses a little bit of this almost a sheen, and it takes on a little more of a matte finish to it. And that's when you know that it has soaked in and set into your leather real nice. Okay. Turn that off. Set that down. Now, I guess with this lighting, it can't really tell all the greatest. Brush this off and out. Here. Make sure that there ain't these weird little, little particle of something there. I don't want to have it get set into this leather as this wax really cools on here. I think that'll look beautiful. Thinking. We're gonna probably do one more quick application on that boot. That obenauf's really good in there and on it. Now, I only advise using obenaufs on leathers that you are perfectly fine with getting a little darker, because the obenaufs will make your leather get darker. It just does it, and that's okay if you want it to. It's your leather. You do you with your products, your stuff, your boots. You spent the money. You treat them the way you think that you should treat them. Unless you really shouldn't treat them that way. Like if you're getting like some sort of like a shell cord event or something like that. It's like a really nice fancy Horween. I would not advise slathering it up with obenaufs. It's a different end of the spectrum of things altogether, and I can't honestly sit and give somebody what I would consider bad advice. So there are certain leathers that, they most likely the manufacturer of whatever boot or shoe or leather product you're purchasing is going to give you more specific recommendations, but there's always, you want to look into what you're doing, make sure that you're getting yourself informed, educate yourself on as many things as you can in life. I'm a very big supporter of educating yourself, because you can go to college, and I'm not gonna advocate against, going to college in the STEM fields, but you probably make it in life without your underwater basket weaving courses or your social justice courses and whatever, all of that critical race theory garbage. Nothing but a bunch of racist trash is what that is. Teaching people a bunch of lies, a bunch of identitarian garbage. Because a man should be taken into consideration by the quality of who he is, his character, not by his skin or group type mentality. Can't be thinking all women are bad, all men are bad, all this person or this group, this, it's not good. These days, Martin Luther King would be rolling over in his grave. Martin Luther King Jr., obviously, that's who I'm talking about, but I remember I was raised to believe that it's not right to hate anyone over something like that, and I still prescribe that this day. I love my fellow man. It makes me sad to see our whole world being overtaken by people who just, they're falling for subversion, demoralization, as Yuri Bezmenov would have said. Get back to heating this boot before I get the monetized, even though I'm not monetized anyways. At least not yet. We'll see. Maybe one day. And since I'm doing this right now, I think this is a good point. Some dead space to remember to say like, share, subscribe, comment down in the comment section. I love interacting with my fan base, or the fan base of other individuals inside of the boot community and whatever other communities of people end up coming here and seeing my videos and what I've got to say or show or whatever. I like interacting with people. Let's not make this complicated. Circles. use one of these, don't ever just set it down with the iron down. Always set it with your metal tip facing up so you don't burn your table or whatever surface you're working on, because if it's hot enough to heat wax or do whatever else you're using a heat gun, maybe some shrink wrap or whatever, shrinking plastic, maybe you seal bottles of something that you make and ship it out. Don't set that down and end up burning your table or something, or causing a fire. That's a real risk with that tool.